Yo, 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 what is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of NBA to the Galaxy Pod, presented to you by DSM Media, as well as your host, myself, Slim. You can follow me on X at Archer30111. You can follow your other host here at Scotty Drown, what a guy that is. And as you can see by the title today, we'll be previewing NBA regular season awards, giving our predictions from most improved to most valuable to Defense Player of the Year. All the awards, for the most part, we're going to be giving our predictions. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode to say the least. Free breakout candidates that we think gonna have a strong season. And obviously we're gonna end it out with the weekly Who You Got segment. I know it's been a week. No, it's probably been about 2 weeks since the last time we was on here because last week we wasn't able to do it. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, we back at it again. It's been a rough week for the both of us, just scheduling wise. But we back here again and we making it work. So with that being said, my guy Scott, how you doing today on this fine Monday, my brother?
Happy Monday, my brother. I appreciate you getting us started there.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, no, as you mentioned, we took a week off last week. Schedules weren't aligning, but we're gonna get it straightened out moving forward, especially next week, obviously, with the start of the regular season, which as we've discussed several times on the show, very excited for that. Get into the real NBA action. We've had some preseason action. I've caught a little bit of it here and there, but no, I'm happy to be back here with you, man. Get this in before the regular season starts. And then next week we'll just get to have a little bit of fun, man. Get started with the regular season, pick some fun, creative topics. So yeah, if you're out there, if you're watching, be sure to subscribe, turn the notifications on so you're notified next time we go live, and get involved in the comments. That's the main thing. That's what makes the show fun for us as well.
For real,
Um,
bro.
Give us some ideas for topics, but no, let's get into it, man. Let's dive right into these NBA regular season award predictions,
Sure.
which I don't know, I thought they were very interesting. I think the MVP situation is very interesting, and I think we could just start at the top there, bruh. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first? How you want to do it?
Hey man, I ain't tripping about going first. You know, I go throw my
Go ahead, go
predictions
ahead.
out for
You
real.
like to set the stage. I appreciate you, Slim. I appreciate
Hey,
you, bro.
so for me, bro, like this the guy. I feel like he's kind of due in a sense for one because he's been. I say for the past 3 plus years, he was a guy that was favored to win the award, and he hasn't yet. I'm talking about Luka Doncic, the Los Angeles Lakers. Like
Yeah.
last season, the Lakers was I think they was the second seed, or the second or third seed. I know for sure in the Western Conference, and I'm pretty sure that they can build off of that. I mean, you look at the pieces that they added in the offseason, DeAndre Ayton. I look at that as a clear cut upgrade over Jackson Hayes, with all due respect, just for his ability to be able to shoot the mid range and things of that nature.
Yeah, more
And
stuff.
you add it, you bring in Marcus Smart, a well known defender. He's had a kind of down years, I say, but nonetheless, I feel like him playing with an organization like the Lakers, they can kind of help bring his value back to light. So bringing a guy like that definitely help. You brought in Jake LaRavia. He's one of those guys I feel like they can kind of do a multitude a two of the things. He's not none that just particularly stands out. So when you look at the roster construction, man, I feel like it's there. Obviously, you got to figure out the LeBron situation, his injury. But I feel like with
Yeah.
that being said, that if Luka can kind of, flip the switch and get into the MVP mode, averaging almost, a career high all across the charts, then I don't see why he wouldn't win it. Especially if he keeping the Lakers like in the mix of things, like top five in the Western Conference, that'd be pretty impressive because we all know how stacked the West is. So
Yeah.
if Luka can kind of just go out there and lead these guys, to the postseason with LeBron being in and out the lineup, then I think that that'd be a nice thing, and that's why I got winning MVP though, Luka Doncic, man.
Got Luka Doncic. It's funny, man. I got three candidates here that I like this year.
Man,
But
tell me about it, bro.
Luka is at the top of my list as well, man, for a lot of the similar reasons that you had. I do agree with you. I think obviously LeBron's passing the torch here. You'll have the early part of the season where it will be completely be Luka's team, so he'll get to mold it and have everything working around him the way he likes it. Won't have to worry about LeBron and him, having the ball in his hands at all to start the season, which I think will just kind of direct where this Lakers team is going. To your point, a little bit of an upgraded roster ultimately, and I do think that it's the little things. It's the DeAndre Ayton mid range you mentioned. That's just going to give Luka a little bit more assists. It's going to give him a little bit more room to score. So yeah, I do like Luka. I like his odds to win the MVP this year, and I think it's also the Lakers, right? Like the Lakers, it's going to be that full season on the LA Lakers that you're going to get to see Luka this time, and I just think with the Lakers, you're always going to get like those nationally televised games, so you're always going to get to showcase your talents and everything you're doing. So Luka averaging like 33, 10 and 7 or 8 is going to look a lot different, or it's going to be showcased a lot different on the Lakers, I feel, than even on the Mavs, honestly. So, and that's not really disrespect to the Mavs. It's just the Lakers are the Lakers, man. They're the brand. You know, and I do want to throw out there like Jokic and SGA, like I think those guys are like obvious picks, right? Like they're going to be in the mix. They've won the MVP previously, but to your point, to make a new pick, a guy that's been around, I think Luka's right there. My number 2, man. I wanted to ask you about this guy, and then there is a third guy. I am very curious on your thoughts. Giannis Antetokounmpo, out in Milwaukee. How do you feel about him and his MVP chances? For me, it completely dwindles on if Milwaukee compete at a high level, right, in the Eastern Conference. But I had Giannis, and then I had Anthony Edwards.
Hey, I ain't mad at that. Those are the same guys I have in my list as well. With Giannis though, bro, he go put up MVP numbers. You know, he's established himself as that caliber player.
Yeah,
So 30 points per game, high efficient shooting, to be more exact from the field. So to your point though, it just kind of depends on where the Bucks are at in the standings. Um, if they like a top 5 seed, maybe,
maybe
maybe you can like
he's
show
dropping
him a
like
little bit.
35 and 12.
Yeah, show him a little bit more love with the MVP. But if
Yeah,
they not really just doing nothing for real, then I don't just think he should be considered a winning. Like you can show him some love, like when they doing the power rankings or whatever. But I don't just think it's a lot to just shed over there. Now Anthony Edwards though, like if he can just take another lead, because I've been seeing him shoot like post phase and stuff in the preseason games.
yeah.
And man, if he can like add that to his game consistently, the league may want to
Unstoppable.
watch out.
Yeah,
But if he could take another leap and then also just kind of rally the troops, stand in irrational confidence to those guys, then hey man, if Minnesota can go far like they did the previous years, be like a top 2 seed this season, then he could definitely in that conversation for sure though. But it just gonna always be hard though, because it's like when you look at a guy like Jokic, bro, the numbers he
yeah.
put up as a center is insane, bro. Like, and he
And the
makes it look
players
so
around
simple,
him.
man. Like,
Yeah. Because Cam Johnson, that we talk about like DeAndre Ayton giving assists to Luka. But well, I mean, like Cam Johnson is an automatic assist from the 3-point line on the drive.
it's
Like
like, it's like, so.
he's got a lot of nice pieces around him. So I do feel you. Is there anybody like outside chance that comes to mind? Like anybody like a shot in the dark for MVP?
Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell,
Donovan Mitchell, I like that one. I think that's a shot in the dark. I think that's fair.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I think that's a really fair. I don't know if that's a shot. Is that a shot in the dark? I think so. Compared to like, I think they're all shots in the dark compared to SGA and
Okay,
Jokic, and I think you can throw Luka up there with those two as like the favorites, right? Giannis has a little bit of fatigue there. But no, I think Spida and Brunson, I think those are very good picks, first of all, because I think both of those teams are going to have high seeding in the East.
so what about Paulo?
Bro, that's exactly, you read my mind. That's exactly who I was going to say next.
Ain't easy either, man. Like,
Can the Orlando Magic get like a top 3 seed in the East?
I think it's very, very, very possible.
It's
I
possible,
do.
right?
Because I look at the top 2, I just think of the Knicks and the Cavs. And then after them, it's honestly a toss up. You got them, Detroit, Atlanta.
Yeah.
I think Toronto may surprise a lot of people this year. I
Yeah,
really do. Your Sixers, depending on y'all health, man, it's really up for the grabs, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah. No, I feel that. I feel that. Paulo is very interesting in the MVP convo. I do agree with you ultimately, though. I think it's going to be Luka out in, excuse me, LA.
Oh,
Ultimately,
winning it. That's who you
yeah,
got winning. Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. That is
So
who I
we
was.
agree on that. Luca Magic MVP. I
Yeah,
just feel like he ultimately just due for one, you know.
yeah, yeah. Does he really didn't win one in Dallas?
No, he has not won one. I think this is year what 7 for him, year 8, something like that.
Interesting. I don't know why in my head he has, but I guess he's just been great so many years consistently that you just figure. But yeah, he's just about due. Like you said, he's put up those numbers like Jokic, like SGA the last couple seasons, quite honestly. And yeah, I think he is due for one. To your point, defensive player of the year, man.
Man, this was kind of tough. I ain't gonna lie to you
This one's
because
hard. This one's like
yeah,
pick
it
your
was.
poison. Like I feel like there's one guy that's like fairly obvious that he could win it every year. I guess there's, but yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Who do you got for defensive player of the year, bro?
Man,
I'm rambling.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the unicorn, Chet Holmgren of the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is a guy I really felt like before he went down injured, he was going to win it last season. Like obviously, Wemby was the favorite, and then obviously Evan Mobley kind of made his presence known on the defensive side. But Chet Holmgren, man, the way he was just anchoring that defense, holding it down, being able to kind of switch on the perimeter and stand his ground was very
Yeah,
impressive to be a 7 footer. So he almost averaged like nearly 3 blocks last year. So that's who I got winning defense player of the year this upcoming season, man. Chet. The centerpiece of OKC defense controlling the paint. And like I said, switching on the guards and stuff. So yeah.
that's hilarious, bro. I literally have Chet written down on my paper too, and I promise you guys we did not discuss this before the show.
We didn't. We actually didn't.
I wrote down three guys because I think they all have like a fair chance of winning it. I did write down Chet as the number one, but wrote down Chet because of success. You mentioned it. He's on OKC. He's going to be the nucleus of that defensive approach that
Mm-hmm.
OKC's presenting. They're going to be up in the top three seeds, if not the number one again,
Mm-hmm.
in the Western Conference. So I think he's just going to get that recognition as long as he's healthy. The other guys, I think this is the guy I was referring to earlier as who I feel is obvious, but Evan Mobley, he's obviously a defensive connector piece
Yeah.
for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I think he could easily win Defensive Player of the Year every year if he's not dealing with Defensive Player of the Year award fatigue. The other guy that I do like is Amen Thompson. I don't know why I pronounced the name like that.
Amen.
That's my bad.
Amen.
Amen Thompson down in Houston. The reason I wrote him down is because of his versatility, his approach, and the different things that he can do on the defensive side of the ball. I think the fact that he can guard the 1 through 4 for the most part
Mhm.
across the board. He would be kind of that third guy, that outside shot I would have winning it, but mostly due to his versatility there.
Hey man, I will say this though, bro. We do have to kind of show like wings and guards a little bit more love when it comes
Mm-hmm.
down to these types of awards because the reason I say that, in my humble opinion, I think the most important position in today's basketball is like the wings in the
It's
league.
fair.
So those, the guards and the wings, they have to guard these offensively talented players. Like it's not like the bigs like we just listed, like Mobley. Well, Mobley can hold his own out there.
He
But
can, but I know I get your point
but
though. Yeah,
guys like Suggs, Dyson Daniels,
yeah,
Lou Dort, Caruso,
yeah.
guys like that, Jay McDaniels, they do a really good job guarding on the perimeter. So I
It's
wouldn't be
fair.
surprised if, but to your point, you got our man Thompson in the conversation, so that says a lot. But you
I
got,
did write down Dyson Daniels as well.
yeah,
To your
he was a
point,
guy that I would not be surprised, to win this award because
yeah.
he's a damn good defender for sure.
Yeah.
So
No, I do feel you though. I feel you. There's a ton of guys out there that guard number ones, and obviously there's a ton of number ones that aren't big men, right? So
right, yeah.
there's got to be a lot of good to great wing defenders out there. Um, I'm trying to think back. You named one that really stuck out to me, and I
Was
was
it Lou
thinking like
Dort?
Lou Dort, yeah, and it was one that made me like kind of re-question Chet Holmgren because I'm like, if he has Lou Dort in front of him,
He
if
does
he
make
has
his job.
Caruso, if he has SGA, who's also a plus defender, like he has
J
all these
Dub
great
too. J
defensive
Dub too.
pieces around him.
J Dub as well.
J Dub, a great
Uh,
defender
I will
too.
say
Yeah,
this though, having guys like that definitely makes your job a lot easier. That's why I give like
absolutely. Yeah,
that's why I kind of give Draymond his flowers too because last year, bro, the stuff he was doing defensively, we
covers
didn't
up
just
holes.
we didn't just have no elite defenders like that, bro. Like, but he
Yeah,
was still like holding it down for us, making us look like we did before we got Jimmy, like this great defensive team. But he just kind of covers up so much ground for us. But yeah, to your point though, bro, like guys like Caruso and uh, Dort, they make his job a lot more
yeah,
easy. But
those are
I'm gonna
elite
say this though,
defensive
bro. Like
pieces.
with the Defensive Player of the Year award, I was definitely starting to lose hope because when Rudy run like at 24, I was like, like
For what, the third time? Was it the
yeah,
second or the third
the
time?
third time, bro. Like
Yeah,
it just became. I felt like they was just giving it to him at one point, bro. I was like. But to be fair though, the past couple of years, Rudy has been solid defensively. I feel
yeah.
like this is the best he's been. You know,
With
after
Minnesota, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like after he's won the award, bro, in this
No, I
franchise.
do feel that. I do feel that, bro. No, I think that's a great point with Chet though. When you look at what's around him,
Yeah, that definitely matters, bro.
like Evan Mobley has to cover up, Spider's
Garland.
weaknesses defensively and Garland's weaknesses defensively. So it's an interesting convo, but yeah, we're the same there. Let's see if we're the same on the next one, bro.
I doubt it. I
Most
doubt it.
improved player.
I doubt
There's
it, bro.
no way that we have the same one for
No
this
way.
one.
No way.
Who do you got? Who do you got?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can get some points for this because I really don't have one answer. I have two
You have so many.
guys. I have two guys that I think is between them, and I'm biased for this. So they're my my Warriors, bro. So I'm gonna go with Moses Moody and Brandon Pozemski to go and say Warriors.
Okay, okay. I like those picks.
Man, what I've been seeing from Moses in the preseason, the two games he has played, I just love it, bro. Like if we can get him to play over 25 minutes a night. I like what I'm saying. I think he can really very much so be in the conversation. And then Pods, he's been looking pretty good. Last night he scored 23 points against the Lakers. So, Pods is the definition of a glue guy. He rebounds, play makes, he kind of does a lot of everything. But if he can figure out this scoring thing, bro, like providing over 16 points per game while shooting close to 40% from 3-point range, bro, the league might want to watch out because that's a scary sight. And with Moses, his defense has been amazing, bro. Like, he's improving in that department. Started last season is kind of translate over based on what I seen in preseason. And his shot looks so much quicker. You can tell he's been putting in the work. So I got it between Moses Moon and Brandon Pozemski, bro. Between one of those guys, winning most improved for sure.
Yeah, you biased for sure, but that's straight. No, I'm just kidding. Those are actually those are
Hey,
great picks that I didn't even think about. So I can appreciate them. Overall, I actually kind of have a similar situation. They aren't my guys by any means,
I know
but
you guys, bro.
it's sort of a situation for a certain team. And so the two guys I'm looking at are Benedict Mathurin and Andrew Nemhard. And the reason I'm looking
Okay.
at those guys is because of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
No Tyrese Halliburton for most, if not this entire season, after the torn Achilles. So these guys are going to have the ball in their hands. Andrew Nemhard is a guy that I feel like can clearly step into that starting point guard role to kind of replace Tyrese Halliburton. Obviously, he's not the playmaker that Hallie is. Hallie's arguably the best playmaker in the NBA, but Nemhard, I think, can fill and kind of improve his metrics, right? I think he can raise up to a 15 to 17 point per game type of guy, maybe even 18, right? And I think he can get up into that 6 to 8 assists per game range. Now, Benedict Mathurin is my actual pick. If I can't give you two, I would pick Benedict Mathurin because I think he is the more talented individual. I think he is the guy that's more athletic. He's got more size. I think he has more room to grow in a sense, if that makes sense, with Benedict Mathurin, man. I think the main thing for him is just consistency because we've seen the highs with Benedict Mathurin. It makes you think of him very highly. But then he'll just have these games where he kind of just sits in the shadows. And some of that is to the nature of the Pacers and like all of the options that they have in Indiana. But I think this year will be the year where if he doesn't step up and contribute 20 points per game this season, it's going to be noticeable without Tyrese Halliburton there. So I think he
You think
has to
so?
step up. Yeah, I do. I do, man. I think not only Halliburton, but you lost Miles Turner as well. That was a big piece. I mean, 15 to 18 points per game from him. So somebody's going to have to fill in with scoring the rock. And I just feel like Mathurin could do
Well, to your point, I agree. Aaron Neesmith, that's a guy who can
it's another. You could just pick
step up,
anybody from
step up
Indiana.
as well. My guy James Wiseman, he gonna have an opportunity to get more minutes at the center
Obi
position.
Toppin.
Yep, so there's a lot of guys over there. But to your point, you mentioned Miles Turner. He said he averaged like 14 to 18 points. That was pretty cool during the regular season, but in the postseason, we try to say different, cat over there, So that's just my, comment on the situation.
I feel it. I feel it. You got some heat towards
No, man,
Miles
because
Turner.
I didn't like what he said about Indiana, man. For real though, shoot, I really didn't. I did not like that, bro.
That rubbed you the wrong way with Miles Turner. I feel it. I
The
feel it,
comments he
though.
had to say about them, I ain't like that.
I feel that. I feel that. How do you feel about Denny out in Portland?
Oh yeah, hey, didn't he? Damn, man. Now you got me thinking
There's
about
so
that.
many options, though,
See,
bro.
but hold up though. When you mentioned Danny, in my mind, instantly shifted to Sharp. This is a
Jaden
guy.
Sharp. Yeah.
He's gonna have a big year, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously, bro. He really is. Now,
That's a good
Danny
plug.
ended the season out very, very strong last season. He was doing a multitude of things. He really improved from shooting the ball from 3-point range.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's 6'9". He's like a point forward. He can kind of do it all, man. So he's going to be in that combo for sure.
Yeah, he's an interesting one. He's one that came to mind for me, so I agree with you there. Rookie of the year, is this a conversation?
Definitely, it's a cover for my money anyway.
You
For
think
sure.
so? Who do you have winning rookie of the year?
I have Ace Bailey of the Utah Jazz
Okay,
winning
that's a
Rookie of the
statement.
Year.
I feel it.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Like, hey, man, based on what I've been saying from the preseason games, bro, like he's been showing flashes. Being a star in this league. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I am. Confident shooter, smooth handle.
Yeah.
The Jazz, they giving him the total freedom to learn and lead. The rookie of the race, the odds going to be between, Ace and Cooper Flag. But Ace usage and highlights going to keep him front and center, I feel like, because the situations are totally different, bro. Like, in those preseason games, you can tell that they gave him the total green. Like, he's just shooting everything
Yeah.
and rapidly fast while doing it. So, the Utah Jazz not really trying to win right now. Whereas it's to the Dallas Mavericks, they not trying to lose. So they have like a contending team around Cooper Flag. So in saying that, I don't know if he's just going to have the ability to just do what he really want to do. Whereas to Ace Bailey, he's going to have, all the shots he want to take in the world. So, yeah, man, that's who I got winning Rick of the year, Ace Bailey, man, for sure.
No, I feel that, especially after the showcase recently from Ace Bailey in the preseason. He looks very comfortable in Utah.
As he should.
I think Cooper Flag, man, to me, it just feels obvious. He's just that connector piece. Even the games where he's not going to score, 20 points or whatever, he's going to give you 10 to 12, 10 to 15 points.
You think so?
Going to give you 6. Yeah, I think he's going to give you 5, 6 assists. I think he's that type of guy. I think he's going to hit the boards and give you 7, 8, 9 rebounds per game. I think he's just going to do the little things, but it's going to show so much on a Dallas Mavericks team that is competing at a high level. So I think, to your point, there's going to be competition there for the award from Ace Bailey, who's on a Utah team that isn't competing at as high of a level. So then it'll get into this convo of like who's doing more for who, right? And that conversation can ultimately sway via opinion, but I do just feel like Cooper Flag is going to have like the showcase. He is going to have the talent around him that's going to make his life easier to an extent as well. So I don't know. He feels like the obvious one. He's another guy that does look very comfortable just running an offense, having everything run through him.
Yeah, for sure.
And no Kyrie to start the season. I think that'll help his situation as far as being a ball handler
Yeah.
for this roster. But another guy, man, similar situation to Ace, a guy in Washington, Trey Johnson, who can just score the
Okay.
shit out of the rock, man.
Oh, he a bucket, huh?
He's a bucket. He's a bucket.
He's a
He's gonna
bucket.
get
He's a
buckets,
bucket.
bro. Like
He's a
that is
bucket.
one thing that
Hey,
Trey
I'm
Johnson.
familiar with his game.
He's gonna get some buckets this year, and obviously, it's not going to be a very successful team with the Washington Wizards. But I do think, similar to Ace, he is a bucket. Now, with Ace, to
Okay.
your point, Ace can do a little bit more. He's going to get in the rebounding column. He's going to be able to play make a little bit. And I think just, I don't know, pure scorer, Trey Johnson is up there as far as these rookies. But
What's the other one name that's in Charlotte? Is it Colin?
Con
Con
Knipple,
Kanipa. Hey,
he's another piece,
I feel
man.
like if he can get enough minutes, he can kind of be in the conversation. I ain't gonna say win it, but he can kind of be in that combo. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because what he brings to the Hornets, I feel like is like mature basketball, like mature decision making.
Shooter. Yeah.
You don't get to play on Duke and shoot like LaMelo Ball, if that makes
It's
sense.
fair. It's fair. It really
But
is.
yeah, he's efficient, all of that. VJ, if
VJ,
VJ starts for the Sixers, if they can compete, it'll be tough against those other guys for sure. But
you get a lot of minutes though. I say that. I
he
think
should.
VJ one of those guys, man. Um, Nick Nurse gonna have a hard time of keeping him off the court. You know
Off
what
the
I'm saying?
court.
Because
Yeah.
he's one of those dudes, like he plays hard. Defense is his thing. He's athletic
Yeah.
as well. So you need those type of guys in the league today, for real though. So yeah, I think as long as you're getting roughly around 20, maybe close to 20 minutes, a little bit over, he
Yeah.
can be in that combo for sure. Because
Yeah.
it's not really all about scoring either. Like if he's doing little things that kind of translate to winning, I wouldn't mind him getting shown some love. So
Yeah.
yeah. But also I will say this, but speaking of defense, man, hey, Dallas is a team that's gonna be very great defensively, and a guy like Cooper Flag is gonna be one of the reasons why. Like defensively, 6'10", versatile,
Versatile.
can
Yeah.
guard multiple positions. And I had seen this play during preseason, bro. I think it was like a double block. Like he blocked it, and AD came and blocked it. So that's gonna be a scary. They have a big lineup they can run. Cooper
Yeah.
Flag,
It's
uh,
ridiculous.
AD, Lively. Like that's a scary front court, bro.
PJ, Najee, yeah, they got a bunch of different pieces
Max
to throw
Christie
out
is a
there.
pretty solid defender.
Yeah,
Yep. He's got Caleb Martin over there. You had him. Y'all sent him over there.
yeah,
So
can be
yeah,
solid though, man.
I
And
think
the thing with Cooper is like his mindset too. He's talked about like trying to learn how to play off of AD and how
mhm.
important that is. Like it's just a level of maturity there. But one last guy I want to mention to you because we didn't even discuss him, and maybe it's just because like I won't lie to you, I was surprised to see him play in the preseason game. But Dylan Harper,
Dylan. I don't know, but I feel like his situation may be a little bit different because you have Fox in front of him and Stefan.
so many guards.
So, and to be more exact, at the point guard position now, Kassak can play the two, but I like him better at the one.
Yeah,
I think he's more efficient at that position because he's not really just a shooter like this. So,
yeah,
but also, well, no, because I think Fox is injured to start the season though. So I think Harper
yeah,
has some time to get some run in. I think he could probably be in the conversation, but I don't expect him to just have like a blossom crazy type of rookie year
yeah.
for real. So
Opportunity
um,
just doesn't see. It's not that it won't be there. We just have to see how that
yeah,
plays out
we
first.
gotta see how the situation play out.
Yeah,
You look at the two guys in front of him, Cooper Flag, the number one overall pick. You would hope that he would be in that conversation, which he
yeah,
will for sure. And then Ace Bailey, man, this guy got the green light. He can shoot all the shots he
yeah.
wants. And yeah,
Look really comfortable. Yeah, no, I feel that. I think Ace definitely deserves to be in that combo. Um, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. A lot of options there. A lot of bright spots out of that draft. Sixth man of the year. How we feeling about this, bro? I think this could go a lot of different directions as well.
Definitely, man. But you know what though, bro? Like we look at the past couple plus years, Nas Reed won it, Peyton Pritchard won the year before, well, last season. Who has won it in recent years? I know Nas Reed. I know Malik Monk didn't win it. Um, I don't know, but anyway, the fact of the matter is, I think this is a guy. Last season, he got traded to a new team. It was kind of figure. It was a figuring out process for him, just learning how to fit in and buy into his new role. And I think that going to this season, he'll have a better chance of kind of being successful in that role. I'm talking about DeAndre Hunter of the Cleveland Cavaliers, like
I like that.
thriving in that role, provide scoring, elite defense off the bench. He can roughly give you around 15 points per game, can guard the best wings, can close games for you. If the Cavs are a top three team in the East, I think that his consistency would be like the X factor for them. And yeah, if he could just be healthy, man, he could definitely be in that combo. So that's why I got winning 6 man of the year, DeAndre Hunter, bro, of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I like that pick, man. I really do. That was a guy that did not cross my mind, but I think is
Oh,
a
really,
very
huh?
very fair pick. Very
Okay.
fair
Oh,
pick,
very fair pick.
nonetheless. Um,
Nonetheless, wow.
I'm kind of following the template you mentioned, like the Peyton Pritchard,
Okay, Nas
the Malik
Reed.
Monk type of mold. Now I know, like you said, Malik Monk may not have won it, but nonetheless, I'm going with that scoring punch off the bench, right? Like that guy that just can come in and get you buckets. I think he's wound up in the perfect spot
I
and
know
and,
exactly
and
what
could
you're
be
talking
in the perfect role. And it's Jordan Clarkson out in New York, man. I think
about.
that is a perfect scoring punch as from the guard perspective off the bench for the Knicks. As much as you can hear my voice choking out, it pains me to say that shit because their starting lineup has already been dogging teams, right? Their starting lineup is just filled with stars, and now
Yeah,
they've
that's
added
crazy,
some
man.
bench pieces to this. And man, this is a guy on a bad Utah team, right? We see how Ace gets the green light. I'm sure all of these guys have the green light out there in Utah. But 16 points per game last year, close to 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 41% from the field, 36 to 37% from the 3-point line. I think he gets more efficient with the New York Knicks off the
Right,
bench. I do. I think he's going to get easy buckets, brother. I think
right.
he's going to come in. I think he's going to get a lot of minutes with Cat, and I think he's going to get really easy buckets, brother. But
Hey, I appreciate you giving the New York Knicks a compliment like that. That says a lot coming from a Sixers fan. But hey, I'm gonna cut this short. I don't see Jordan Clarkson winning another 6 man trophy in his career. He's won it in Utah.
yeah,
But you mentioned something about the efficient shooting, Brad. Like, I don't know, I just don't really see it. When I was doing this, he was a guy that came to my mind. I'm not gonna lie to you, because he is known for just providing that spark off the bench, getting buckets. But I don't know. I just feel like his days are numbered in that department. Because you got other guys that you can kind of argue are more deserving a little bit. Guys like Malik Monk. He hasn't won it. He was definitely in that last year in that range of winning it.
Clarkson's in the Big Apple, though, bruh.
Hey, it is what it is. I say this, I'm gonna leave it alone. If Jordan Clarkson wins 6 man of the year before Bobby Portis wins one, I'm done watching the NBA, bro. No cap. I'm serious, bro. Because Bobby Portis should have won one during his time in Milwaukee, bro. It's
You,
Bobby,
you
bro.
you can't speak on Clarkson's season
No,
before it happens, brother.
no,
Like we
like
haven't
Bobby
seen it yet.
Portis. Bobby Portis is due for one. This is Bobby we're talking about. The Milwaukee Bucks love this dude, bro. He gets in the game, everybody chanting Bobby, Bobby.
It's not the Big Apple, though, bruh. It's not the Big Apple.
It
He's
don't
gonna
matter.
have
This
eyes on him,
okay.
man.
This is Giannis we're talking about here.
Hey, we'll see. Shit, Giannis might be on his way to the Big Apple from the
Hey, I
rumors
was
that are
jumping.
coming
We can
out.
talk about that a little later. It just came to my mind, man. So yeah, but nah, hey, I ain't mad at you picking Clarkson though. That says a lot. Maybe by the end of the season he'll be on the Sixers. So yeah.
Yeah, right. How do you feel about Grady Dick out in Toronto?
Yeah, that's crazy. Grady Dick, man. I feel like he could potentially be in the conversation. Coming off the bench.
Scoring
Yeah,
punt.
he had a pretty good season last season. So he young, so I can see him. You know, constantly improving. That's my Jayhawk, so I gotta show the love. So yeah.
Another guy that came to mind, man. Obviously, this one's a little biased, but Jared McCain not healthy right now, but he will come off the bench once he does come back.
Yeah, I didn't want to be too biased though. I thought of Kaminga too, because he gonna be coming off the bench. But
That's fair. That's
so,
fair.
yeah,
There's a lot of guys to that point, but yeah, I think no, I think all is fair when it comes to 6 man a year. Because at the end of the day, to your point about Clarkson, he's 33. Like maybe the Knicks can't, maybe defensively they can't play him in that prominent score and punch type of role. We got to see how these roles play out for these different teams and different pieces, but those are my picks, nonetheless. Let's finish it out, man. We're not doing the clutch player shit, guys. It's
oh,
a
we
head
definitely doing it. Yeah. Next episode, we definitely doing clutch player of the year, teammate.
teammate of the year,
Teammate of the year, clutch player of the year, referee of the year. Like,
coach of the year, bruh. Who you got?
man, this is something that I thought long and hard about. I ain't gonna lie. Cause it's somebody that I feel like he don't get enough credit. Like over the type of career he's had, bro. He was an analyst at one point, then he went back to coaching. He's an NBA champion. He was the head coach when they won it. And yeah, you pretty familiar with him. I know you told me off the air he's one of your favorite coaches. And I'm talking about Doc Rivers.
I knew you was trolling when you said that because I have
Oh
never
my
told you
god, man.
about some favorite.
Doc Rivers, man, this is a guy I feel like he deserves much more love, bro. Like,
Oh, that's crazy.
he's always receives the heat when stuff go wrong, though, bro. That's crazy. But nah, honestly, bro, my coach of the year award goes to Mark Daigneault with the Oklahoma
Oh,
City
it's not.
Thunder.
Okay, so it's not Doc
Yeah,
Rivers.
I feel like every year OKC kind of levels up, and that's the coaching. Obviously, it's the great players he has or whatever. They're young and very talented, but he's kind of built that foundation year by year. SGA, Chet, J Dub, all those guys have been developing perfectly under him. The balanced offense, elite defense, and their clear identity that they have built
Yeah.
over the past couple of years. So, yeah, man, if the Thunder hits between the 54 to 60 win range, then I think that's his trophy to lose. I ain't gonna lie. So that's what I got when it comes to the year, man. Mark Daigneault.
No, that's interesting, brother. So you don't think there's any chance of like fatigue for him, like after last year?
He could definitely win back to back. Cause here's my analogy on that. I don't know if you remember, but you remember when Mike Brown won it a few years ago with the Kings?
Yeah, yeah.
So when he won it, and then we did this, I was like, well, I can see them winning it again. And this Oklahoma City roster is 12 times better than
Better
that
than that.
Kings roster. So I don't see them slowing down at all. And you
That's
got to look at it
fair.
from this point of view. Last season, Chet was out for an extended period of time. Hardenstein was out. So all these guys going to the season healthy. So they're going to get off to a hot start, and then they got their chemistry. They just won a championship, so they're
Yeah.
not going to slow down. Like, I think this is the beginning of a dynasty run.
No,
So
I feel that. I feel that. I guess I feel like SGA and that whole OKC team to an extent will face a little bit of fatigue with just how great they were last year and just trying to match that. Like, how can they be better than that? But no, I think he's going to be in the combo every year. The guy that I ultimately went with is Jamal Mosley down in Orlando. We talked a lot about Orlando Magic this off season, I feel like, and the pieces that they've added and how perfect those pieces are. We've talked a lot about how weak the Eastern Conference is, right? If they can get into the top three, maybe even the top two. Top two would be surprising, right? Maybe we would have to see how things play out health-wise across the league, but top two seed in the East would be surprising. And maybe surprising enough for Jamal Mosley to get that Coach of the Year award with how improved that Orlando Magic team would have to prove to be at that point. The other guy that came to mind, man, was kind of a bounce back spot, but different coach, David Adelman out in Denver. If they're able to compete with
all right, that's
OKC
a good one.
for that number one seed out there, and like we've obviously talked about the pieces they've added and how those fit perfectly around Jokic. If they can get back in that convo with OKC in the Western Conference, that could be a case there. One little bias plug. Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse get the
Man,
Sixers back into the top of the East? I mean, who knows if
I
they're
say
looking
all that,
good?
but y'all could be in the mix.
Outside shot, outside shot.
Yeah,
But
y'all could be in the mix. I won't say top though, but
Mark Dagnall, after you say that though, it's gonna be hard to reason against him for the case of Coach of the Year, and I feel like, to your point, dynasty style, it's gonna be hard the next few seasons with this
I'm
core
telling you,
and the
bro.
amount of games that they're gonna win, man. So
I'm telling you, man. And
it's
then when you look at the guys that's on that team, they're built for regular season. Like I said,
yeah,
well, I was like I said,
exactly.
Chet, Chet the bigs, but the other guys, SGA not a guy known
They're
for
deep too.
you know, Caruso, Dort, all those guys are pretty durable, I say. So yeah.
No, I feel it. I feel it, brother. Before we move on to playoff predictions, because we're gonna give our Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals, NBA Finals predictions as well here. Top three breakout
Okay.
candidates.
Okay.
This is
Top three.
this is very like widespread. We thought the awards were widespread. This can be whatever you want it to be. Who do you think is breaking out this season in the NBA? Who would be your top three, bro?
My top three breakout candidates: number one, Jonathan Kuminga of the Golden State Warriors. The leap is going to be real. He's going to be more aggressive, confident, and versatile, averaging roughly around 18 to 20 points per night with improved defense. Number two, Shaden Sharp of the Portland Trailblazers. I think he's going to be finally unleashed as Portland number one option. Smooth shot creator, highlight dunker, and consistent 20-point per game score. I feel like this is his season for sure. And then lastly, man, number three, Khalil Ware of the Miami Heat.
I like it.
Eric Spoelstra, newest development gem, athletic, mobile big, who's improved his jumper and defensive read. So, in saying that, man, I think those guys are gonna have a breakout season. Now, this list can go on and on, but I have to kind of break this down, like, because this was kind of like a tug of war. Like, do I really want to? But specifically, I got to show a lot of love to Khalil Ware, man, because this dude has been killing it in the
Been
preseason.
balling.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel that those are great candidates. Shaden Sharp, I'm right there with you with him, man. I could see it. You kind of got me hip to him last year, I would say, and I started just kind of paying attention to some of his games, and he's got some talent, man. My top three breakout candidates, I'm gonna go with three different ones because, like you said, you can go a bunch of different directions here. I'm gonna mention a guy first that I've already mentioned. That's Benedict Mathurin. I think breaking out from a consistency standard, getting up over. I think he can average 20 plus points per game.
That's
I
not a
think
bad take.
he's a 20 plus points per game scorer. And I think he's an efficient, a good 20 points per game scorer. He's not a jack 'em up like Cam Thomas, 20 points per game
Hey,
scorer.
man, hey, Cam Thomas had to catch a straight right there. Like, that's crazy.
LaMelo Ball, 28 points. It's not
Hey.
empty like LaMelo Ball down there in Charlotte. But no, I like Benedict Mathurin, just the talent and the consistency going together this season. Guy down in Houston, bro, Reed Shepard. He's going to get that opportunity. Can he fulfill it? That's going to be the big question. They spent a top 5 draft pick on him?
He was the third pick.
The third pick, top 3 draft pick on Reed Shepard? He should be able to step in and fill that point guard role now that Fred VanVleet is missing.
We should get more minutes.
With the talent around him, I don't see why this guy doesn't make an uptick in production. And then the last guy, this one was really interesting. I think you can argue whether it's really a breakout, but I think he is going to be the guy that we talk about from Charlotte moving forward, and it's Brandon Miller. I think we're going to kind of move past that like LaMelo Ball type of era in Charlotte, and I think we're going to move into that Brandon Miller era in Charlotte.
Oh, wow. So you just go scoot LaMelo to the side and say, come on in, Brandon Miller. It's your
It's
time.
not. You make it sound so.
It's your time now, B-Mill. LaMelo, you had 6 years to prove
What do you
yourself.
think? What do you think of LaMelo's future? Like, do you think he has a future in Charlotte? Like, is he tradable?
He's tradable. He's on the clock, I say for sure. I mean, he's been down there, but then it's kind of hard to say because Miles Bridges been down there forever.
He
It's
has though.
like
He just signed an extension
that's
and
what I'm
shit.
saying. So like the Melo,
They
I
got
don't
so
know.
many guards though. You remember we talked about how many
Mm,
guards they have,
they
bro. They
still
just
do.
drafted like three
I
or
know
four guards.
they just recently cut Nick Smith Jr., so I guess that kind of helps in that department. But they still got a lot of guards down there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
nah, man, you got a good list over there, bro. You really caught me off guard with that Reed Shepard one. That's a good one. That's a
it's
good one.
interesting. I will say that's a shot in the dark because we need to see it at the NBA level. Like he needs to show us first.
Yeah,
But the
to be
opportunity is going to
fair,
be there.
yeah, to be fair, he hasn't like the past 2 years, he hasn't just had the opportunity. To your point, it's going to be
Yeah.
one now with Fred Van Vliet going down with that injury. So it's up to him to kind of take advantage of the opportunity. That's why you stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. So
Yeah.
you know,
Facts.
because
Facts.
one thing about the NBA though, bro, you literally don't know where your number is going to get called, bro. Like over the course of an 82 game season, bro, you just never know. So you have to
Yeah.
always be ready. So yeah, but speaking of the Houston Rockets, this is a guy that just came to my mind when you mentioned Red Shepherd, bro. I mean Reed Shepard. Cam Whitmore, bro. He's down in Washington. Like obviously their record is not going to be good,
Yeah.
but I mean he's going to have the green light
The
to.
bucket.
He's a
Yeah.
bucket, and he's going to have the green light to do his thing down there.
No, that's fair. Opportunity once again. He's going to get plenty of it, man. I'm sure there's some guys in in Brooklyn's roster that we could look at as
Michael
well.
Porter Jr.
There's a couple guys
Hey,
maybe break out this year.
hey, Michael Porter Jr. might average like over 25. I mean,
Right? Like he has to, right?
mhm.
I feel like he's gonna, like you said, he's gonna have the green light. Like him and Cam Thomas are gonna have the ultimate green light down
That is
there in
going to be a
Brooklyn.
lot of shots going up
And
later.
they've added, playmakers like that Igor Demon. He's a
Uh,
playmaker, a bigger playmaking guard. So it'll
you
be
got
interesting to see
you got Paxton down there.
what Brooklyn does this year. It won't really. I say it won't really be interesting. I shouldn't even generalize it like
I
that.
was going to say it definitely won't be, without a due respect.
Let's get into playoff predictions, bruh.
Man,
Eastern. Do you want to start with Eastern Conference, Western Conference?
yeah, you gotta say the best for last. No offense, I know you got your team over there in the
So
East.
we'll do the Western Conference first. That's a bet.
Yo, bro, no, bro, no, no, no. We doing the East first because we gotta say the best for last. Everybody talk about the West. I mean, come on, man.
I
These
won't lie
teams,
to you. I'll throw you my Eastern Conference Finals first because I don't know if they can be taken serious. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just like I'm wilding right now. I went with the Knicks beating the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals this postseason. Am I wilding? Am I wilding with the
okay.
Sixers? I know I'm not wilding with the Knicks. Am I wilding with the Sixers? Is that impossible? I guess would be the question.
It's impossible. It just, I mean, you said Joel Embiid been making progress, but Paul George, I
We
don't
gotta
know.
see Paul. We gotta
Gotta
see
see,
Paul.
and
And Bede's on the floor though. He's dunking. He's playing in live game and all that. So
that's definitely
I'm
impossible,
feeling
bro.
good.
I think it's impossible, bro. Because you gotta look at it from this point of view. McCain just went down. Podcast P still focusing on his
We got
podcast.
Grimes back though.
Yeah, Grimes. That's fair. But is he really locked in though? Because he didn't
He's
get the
locked
money.
in. It's contract year, bro.
But can the Sixers give him the money he want though?
He
Hmm.
wants. He says he wants to be a Sixer long term.
I
I
mean,
know it's an
everybody want to say
outside
that, but
shot. I know it. I know it's an outside shot,
but
bro.
a lot of things got to play in you guys' favor for that to happen though. But we'll see, man.
I ultimately kept it basic. I kept it a little realistic with the Knicks making it out of the Eastern
Yeah,
Conference Finals. I think
it's cool. Hey, man, it's fine to have a little delusion. I'm a
that's
Warrior
obvious.
fan, so you
It's an obvious one. I feel like the Knicks have an opportunity, but
know.
the Sixers, that would be a big accomplishment getting out of the second round, even if you did end
The
up
first
losing
time
in the Eastern
Joel
Conference.
Embiid would be making a conference finals, man. So
Yeah, I don't know, man. When I was going through my seeding, the way it played out, it was just like favorable the road
matchups,
for
yeah.
the Sixers. Yeah, the way it played out in the seeding.
Oh
Obviously, we
well,
don't know how that shit's gonna
mm,
finish, so
when we look at it from that point of view, that's a great way to put it because
it's all
matchups definitely.
matchup
Every,
based, right?
it's all that matters about, bro.
If they can
Matchups.
stay out of the play-in and just go
Yep.
from there, I think they could end up with good matchups. We'll see how it goes. Who's your Eastern Conference Finals? How you got it going?
So you got the Knicks and your Sixers, right?
I got the Knicks
Oh,
beating
okay.
the Sixers in the Eastern Conference
Oh,
Final.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So for me, man, I got the Knicks and the Cavs. Ultimately, I have the Cavs winning in seven. It's gonna be a
Okay.
great matchup. Brunson versus Mitchell. You know that matchup, and obviously Cat Mobley. The list can go on and on, but I think that Cleveland, if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, bro, this is literally a championship or bust type of season. I
Yeah.
would kind of give them grace a little bit, if not a title, for sure, bare minimum, the NBA Finals. You have to get there, bro. The East is that wide open. Me and you, all these analysts, everybody in the world has been talking about this, bro. Like this is your legitimate shot to go out there and just get it done. Like
Yeah.
this is your chance to get over that hump, and you have to take advantage of this opportunity. So, in saying that, I have the Cavs getting it done in seven.
Yeah, no, I think that's very fair. The Cavs need to get it done. To your point, I just I don't know. I guess I got to see it, man. I don't know what it is about the Cavs. I don't know why. It's not that I feel down on them. I'm pretty sure I had them finishing first in the Eastern Conference
No,
this
you
year.
didn't.
I
No.
didn't. Did I?
Wait, hold up. No, actually, you did. No, you did. You
I
definitely did.
did. I had the Knicks too. I had the Knicks
I
too.
had the Knicks one and the Cavs second. That's my
So
bad.
you have it backwards. You have the Cavs. Okay, so nonetheless, you got the Cavs going to the finals. I got the Knicks going to the finals. Western Conference Finals, man. This one, it's like it's tough, but it's not in a sense. I went with OKC versus the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals,
Okay.
and I ultimately went chalk with OKC beating the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals.
Hmm. Oh wow, that's gonna be a good matchup, man, for sure. But for myself, I have the Oklahoma City Thunder, like you mentioned, versus the Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying? The old dynasty versus the new dynasty. You
Fair,
know,
fair,
Steph and
okay.
Jimmy versus SGA and J Dub. Instant classic injury. You know, ultimately, I think our experience can beat those guys, and I have us winning in six.
Oh wow. And this, hey guys, this man called me delusional.
Hey man, hey, we have a more realistic chance than your Sixers. Come on, man.
Do
Let's
you?
be honest here. Yeah, we do. We do.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
In the
I know.
Western Conference, we rely on health. If we're healthy, we're making the playoffs. We're top five
Okay,
seed.
that's cool. You can make the
But
postseason.
you guys in the West, it's more than health.
Mhm.
It's competition out west. Like I feel you. I get it. The experience, and you
We
got the
got
Jimmy
we got Jimmy
mantra
B.
and
We got playoff Jimmy, man.
mm,
Playoff Jimmy on the
playoff
team.
Jimmy. How old's Jimmy?
Age don't matter like that. This
No, it
guy's
don't
healthy. He's
matter,
in
huh?
shape. He's
Don't matter.
36. He's 36. And
36. How old's Steph?
he's still a problem out there on the court. Trust me.
How old's Steph?
Steph like 37, 38.
I don't know.
Still damn good for that age.
So you got the
Age
Warriors
is like
and the
fine
Cavs.
wine.
Yeah, we'll see. He was a little hampered last year, that's for
You know what
sure.
I mean? But that's because he had to
And
carry the
on
but
and
that's
off
because
the injured list.
he had to carry the team before we got Jimmy, so that's what kind of happened. So
Jimmy
now
on and
Jimmy
off
here.
the injured list in regular
So
season.
now Jimmy here, we ain't got that much to worry about. So Warriors in six, and they will just make our way to the NBA finals and kind of handle business from there. So Warriors in six.
I'm impressed. You think you called me delusional? Okay, you think the Warriors can win the championship, huh? You think they got a
Hey
championship
man, we got Al
roster, huh?
Horford on the team, bro.
You do. Okay, it's
We have no
interesting.
stretch big. We have Al Horford, a proven veteran, knows what to do
He's
in
like
these type of
40.
moments.
Yeah, he's 40 years old as
But
well.
he's in good shape. And guess what? We gonna low manage the heck out of him to get to the
OKC gonna
postseason.
run that man off the court.
Nah,
They gonna run that man off the court, bro.
bro. Oh, shit. Hey, bro. Like, whatever, dude.
Oh no, it's all respect, brother.
It
I'm
is
just
what it
fucking
is.
with you. Was hating on the Sixers, so I had to throw some back at you, bro. But NBA Finals, who you got winning?
So I got the Warriors versus the Cavs. A new era of a familiar rivalry.
Yeah,
Steph versus Vita. I said Vita.
interesting.
Steph versus Spider. Dre versus Mobley. Warriors in six. One last ring. Just one last chance.
Man,
Warriors in
it's
six.
6. Cavs don't even get 7 out of them.
Mm-mm.
Interesting. Respect though. You got the Warriors winning it. Who's Finals MVP?
Steph.
Jimmy or Steph?
Steph. One last time,
What
Steph.
would that look like if Jimmy gets Finals MVP? It don't
I
matter.
wouldn't be mad at it. I mean, shit. Yeah, I wish we had them. If you would have put Steph on that Miami Heat team, that's all he needed. Like, cause he was doing his thing. Like, shit, he just
Yeah.
needed somebody else to kind of be that second option for him. And Steph could have been a cheat code as being a second option. So,
How
yeah,
many Finals MVPs does Steph have?
he has one. What are you trying to get at here? You shaking your head, bro. Well, first and foremost, before we get to the
I
finals,
feel like if they
hold
win the
on, no,
finals, he needs to
before we
win
get to the
Finals MVP.
finals, before we get to the finals talk, we have to make sure we have to assure that the Sixers make it to the conference finals before we talk about the
This
NBA finals.
this doesn't involve the Sixers, bro. It's about
It
the Warriors.
can,
It's about Steph and the
it
Warriors
can,
and
though.
history.
Okay, it can. Right? You gotta
I
make
don't got the Sixers making it to the finals, so
you
no
gotta make
worries.
sure Joel Embiid makes his first conference finals in in
Hey,
his
that's
career.
all we ask for the
I'm
little
just
things
saying though,
here in
we
Philly.
have to make sure that the brother is very talented at his
I'm just saying
position.
from a greatness standpoint, Steph, one of the GOATs.
Mhm.
What, four rings, 5 rings,
Yeah,
4 rings,
4 rings.
one Finals
One
MVP?
finals
That's
MVP.
inappropriate.
I
Five
mean,
rings,
well,
five.
yeah,
Say they win this year, 5 rings and one Finals MVP for Steph. That's inappropriate.
it is. But I mean, hey, you go back to when we won the first year. I mean, they gave it to Andre
The
Iguodala. Why?
Iguodala effect,
I
yeah.
do not know. He did a damn good job guarding LeBron, and obviously, making our job more easier on the offensive end. I get it to him. But in 2018, when we swept the Cavs, Steph Curry should have won that Finals MVP trophy. You cannot tell me otherwise. Don't miss me with
Okay.
that Kevin Durant nonsense, bro.
I don't
Steph
know
should
if
have
you've
won
ever
that.
told me that before about the Iguodala Finals MVP run. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel you because if I was a Warriors fan, I would feel that same way. Like just to validate Steph, go ahead and give him the Finals MVP so
Bro,
that we
Andre
can back
Iguodala
him
said
up.
it. He said it himself though. Like he should not have won that with Steph.
Steph is the most important player on that
That's what I'm
team, like
saying, bro. You take
easily. Yeah.
Steph off that team, we are nothing, bro. Like
All
yes,
trolling aside, yeah, I agree.
yes, Andre Iguodala is important to our team, but this Steph Curry we
Yeah,
talking about. you know, we wouldn't have even gotten this far if it wasn't for him. So
I feel it. I feel it though. For me, brother, I ultimately went with the Oklahoma City Thunder winning against the New York Knicks. I think they get them out of there, and
okay, so we got those guys repeating, huh?
I think they get them out of there in 5-6. Man, I think the Thunder are that good. I think that's the main part for me there. Um, Yeah, I just think matchups like you look across the board. Like, yes, they have Cat. It's like they have the perfect matchup to defend Cat in
They
Hartenstein.
do. They do. Yeah, they
SGA
do.
and
Yeah.
J Dub versus Jalen Brunson and what OG Ananobi and company. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see if the Knicks are willing to give up the farm for Giannis. It'll be interesting to see if anybody can get their hands on Giannis this season. But I am going with OKC over the Knicks in the finals. Let me go against the grain here. We'll go with the J Dub Finals MVP for fun. It's going to be hard. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be hard to win Finals
Well,
MVP over
not that hard
SGA.
though. So you're not too far away because look at what he just did in the finals, bro. Like, didn't he just score 40 or some shit like
He
that?
did.
Like he was cooking. So you're not too
He
far
did.
away. So when you look at when Jalen Brown won, right? A lot of people's like, well, Tatum is disrespected. Not really.
Yeah.
Like, look at what Jalen Brown is doing on both
Yeah.
sides. And you can make that case for J Dub, if they were to get back to the finals. So you're not too far off with that prediction of him winning it.
I feel that, man. OKC, they go back to back. I hope it's not in like demoralizing fashion. Like, how do you view OKC? You're in the Western Conference. Are they like the complete villain to you at this point, or have they not moved into that role yet?
Villain, I want to say villain. I say
Like, do you root against them when they're not playing against the Warriors?
nah. I don't root against them. I mean, I will say this. The only thing that I really don't just care for with the whole team in general, it's really one player, and that's SGA. Is his ability to get to the free throw line because it's just unethical hoops, bro. Like just seeing that shit, bro. It just don't make the game fun no more, bro. Like this dude can
Feel
never,
it.
you can't touch him, bro. He gets to the free throw line every time,
I
bro.
feel it.
So
Yeah.
that's the only thing I have against them as a team. Other than that, a lot of people find their post game interview, like the way they kind of huddle up, kind of corny in a sense. I don't have a problem with that, bro. Because at the end of the day, this is like a team bonding thing, and
Yeah.
it's not like they're a losing team. Like they're
Yeah.
winning games, so they're like they have that bond and chemistry. So I don't see the problem with them doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty cool with them. I don't have an issue with them.
That's interesting. I think that's what we talk about with dynasties over the years, because I don't think for most people Steph Curry or the Warriors were a villain at certain points, but Draymond and company kind of turned them into that. KD coming over turned
Mhm.
them into that villain role. So be interesting to see if OKC can kind of stay in that positive light. But let's get us out of here with the who you
So,
got segment, my man. Kick us off there and
yeah.
help us in the show here, my man.
All right, time for who you got weekly segment. We're putting two generations of Laker basketball head to head. Luca's new Showtime squad versus the 2020 Bubba Champs. Let's settle this. So star power odds, we got Luca versus LeBron, the torch passing matchup. Prime LeBron still the more complete player, but Luca's offensive bag is deeper in 2025. The supporting cast this year, you got Reeves, Rui Hachimura, DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, Vanderbilt, Jackson Hayes. I don't think I'm missing anybody that's important at the rotation, but you kind of get the memo. If I am, my apologies. 2020, you got LeBron, 80 in his prime, uh, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, Caruso, Kyle Kuzma, Rondo. The list goes on and on. JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, the Morris twins. Say bubble team definitely had better defense, but I feel like this year's team has more offensive juice, if that makes sense. The
Yeah,
team identity in 2020 was kind of defensive first. They was damn good defensively. They had Danny Green and Avery Bradley locking shit up on the wing and just overall having AD anchor their defense. So this year, though, 2025, like the run and gun, Luca orchestrating, spacing, everything like that. So intangibles like the leadership, LeBron had the mentality edge, but Luca brings the relentless offense.
yeah,
And the chemistry back in 2020, man, it's the team had veteran poise, like I mentioned, Rondo, AD, the Morris twins, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, Avery Bradley, all those vets on their team, Danny Green. But this year kind of this squad plays more like freer and faster in the sense that it makes sense. So basically, like how to wrap this up with me saying all that, who do you got, the bubble champs in 2020 or the Lucas Lakers this year?
yeah. This is a. It's tough to pick between the two, and I know one's a champion and one we don't even know what it is yet. But
Mhm.
obviously, that championship, the bubble championship, it's questionable. Like it is questionable at least. So to that point, it's like it's not just full gone conclusion that that team's better than this one, but I would probably go with that bubble team until further notice. I need to see what
Okay.
this year's team looks like ultimately. I think they have some better offensive pieces, but I just don't know what it's going to look like as a whole. And I think the biggest thing is the question mark around LeBron. He's injured. He's got like all of these like weird marketing things that he's doing. Um, it's just hard to understand where his head's even at right now. And I do think they need a healthy LeBron to ultimately compete for a championship at the highest level. So I think I would go with the bubble team, man, for real.
Yeah, I agree, man. Honestly, I don't even know what it's a conversation. Shame on me for even bringing this up. It was my idea. I take the blame for that. But I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are champions. I mean, we don't even know what this team gonna be like. Like to your point, LeBron, he's gonna be out for well, not the foreseeable future, but he's gonna be out to start the season now. So,
Yeah,
and saying that, we don't know. We don't know these guys' identity. Back then, LeBron was running point guard. He led the league in assists during that run. Anthony
great
Davis was
point.
having a spectacular season. Kyle Kuzma was kind of coming to his own, and obviously they was one of the better defensive teams in the league during that time.
Yeah.
And it's just a big question mark for this squad. Like they added some pieces, but you still don't know what it's going to be like. So, in saying that, I have to agree, man. Give me the bubble champs, the 2020 Lakers, which by the way is their fifth year anniversary 3 days ago when they won in the bubble. So, shout
Damn.
out to them.
Man, shout out to that. But no, I feel you. I think I would have to go with the bubble Lakers as well, man. We'll see what the Lakers look like this year. Healthy Luca, hopefully a healthy LeBron at some point. But Slim, you want to get us out of here, my man?
Yeah, but before we do that, man, one last thing.
What's up?
The Giannis, the because I don't know you mentioned about the New York Knicks. I
Yeah.
did see that they was interested in getting him, but they were very reluctant in including Jalen Brunson in the trade deal. Me myself personally, I would not do that. Like it's kind of pointless to trade for Giannis if you're going to trade Brunson with him, if that makes sense. So, um, yeah, I don't think that you trade for a guy like Giannis to pair him with Brunson, not include him in that package. But what the fuck
I
am I
feel
talking
that.
about?
I feel that. I think I definitely feel your point. Like from a basic standpoint, yes, you trade Jalen Brunson to get Giannis. Like I think just from like basketball player standpoint, Giannis, I just think is a significantly better championship piece than Jalen Brunson. But to your point, fit on the New York Knicks roster, the way the culture is set in New York right now with Brunson, his dad, and the coaching staff and shit,
Mhm.
he's very locked in with New York right now. And I think if you remove Brunson, add Giannis to that roster,
It doesn't make sense.
it's a little sticky. So I
It
do
don't
feel you
because
ultimately.
yeah, I mean you have the assets to get Giannis without giving up Brunson. Like
Yeah,
and you keep Cat too. You just got to give up everybody else.
yeah. You just don't have draft comp.
Bridges,
Is the
Bridges,
problem.
OG. I would give it to both of them. Maybe even Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson. If you had to gut the whole roster out to get Giannis, you do that. This is Giannis we're talking about here.
Yeah.
He's worth that. You got to figure out the rest once you get him. So, yeah, but that's pretty much it, man. But make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Turn on notifications on if you haven't. And yeah, we'll try to be back here again next week for sure.
Yes, sir.
The seas will be tipping off, and
21st.
yep, the 21st. My Lakers. I said my Lakers. My
Ha!
Warriors.
Whoa! Where is D Rab?
No, my Warriors play the Lakers on opening night, uh, as well as the Thunder versus the Nuggets. I believe as they get their championship ceremony presented to them. So hey man, it's time to lock in, bro. The season
Yes,
is right
sir.
around the corner. So yeah, we'll be back here again next week. And much love. Appreciate everybody tapped in. And with that being said, we out. Peace.
Peace, everybody. Tap in next week.
Yeah. Scotty
Appreciate you.
Lakers.